You probably have at least $5,000 worth of items sitting in your closets and garage right now. But here's the terrifying truth. Those items aren't just sitting there losing value. They're actively reaching into your bank account and stealing your money every single month. Welcome back to the channel. Most of us are conditioned to believe that when we buy something, we only pay for it once at the cash register. But people who actually build wealth understand a completely different concept called the second cost. Everything you own costs you money twice, because while the first cost is the purchase price, the second cost includes the storage, the maintenance, the mental energy, and the massive opportunity cost of keeping that item in your life. Today, we are going to walk through 8 perfectly normal things you probably own that are secretly bankrupting you, and I'll show you exactly how to spot them. The first thing stealing your money is that bulky home gym equipment, like the treadmill, currently doubling as a very expensive coat rack in your spare bedroom. Let's do the brutal math on this. Space costs money, roughly $30 to $50 per square foot annually in most urban areas. A treadmill requires about 20 square feet of clearance space, which means you are paying between $600 and $1,000 a year in implicit rent just to store a machine you aren't using. You didn't just buy a piece of exercise equipment, you signed up for a permanent storage subscription that is eating up your housing budget. The second item quietly draining your wealth is the latest generation flagship smartphone sitting in your pocket. We have completely normalized paying $1,200 for a new phone every year or two, even though the marginal improvement is almost invisible to the average user. But the phone itself isn't just stealing your money through its steep $600 annual depreciation. It triggers a psychological chain reaction called the Diderot Effect. You buy the beautiful new titanium phone, and suddenly your old frayed charging cable looks like garbage, so you buy the $40 magnetic charger. Then you need the $60 leather case so it doesn't break, and your old headphones are suddenly incompatible, so you drop another $250 on wireless earbuds. That single upgrade forces you to upgrade an entire ecosystem around it, completely draining your surplus cash. Moving on to the third wealth destroyer, we have the recreational toys, like the boat sitting in your driveway or the RV parked on the side of your house. The industry rule of thumb is that annual maintenance costs run about 10% of a boat's value. So if you bought a $30,000 boat, it is costing you $3,000 a year in winterization, cleaning, registration, and insurance, even if it never touches the water. The purchase price was just the entry fee to a club that legally requires you to bleed capital for as long as you own the asset. The fourth thing stealing from you is the empty square footage in your home. If you bought a massive forever home with a formal dining room you use twice a year and a guest bedroom that stays empty, you are paying a fortune for unused space. Homes over 3,000 square feet cost roughly 70% more to heat and cool than moderately sized homes. You are paying higher property taxes, higher insurance premiums, and thousands of dollars in maintenance for rooms you literally never walk into. That extra space is a wealth extraction machine disguised as the American dream. The fifth item in your house acting like a financial parasite is the status designer item, whether that's a logo belt or a luxury handbag. When you buy an expensive status symbol, you aren't just buying leather, you are buying a high-maintenance identity. Owning that bag forces you to upgrade your wardrobe so your clothes match the status of the accessory, and you might even start going to more expensive restaurants because you feel like a luxury consumer. You are paying an ongoing insecurity tax to maintain an image, and that image requires a constant stream of new purchases just to keep the illusion alive. The sixth thing stealing your money is the mountain of fast fashion currently suffocating your closet. The average American spends about $1,800 a year on clothing, much of which gets worn only a handful of times before it's forgotten. But the real cost here is cognitive. Researchers have found that visual clutter actually increases your cortisol levels and destroys your brain's ability to focus. Your unworn clothes are literally stressing you out. Every hour you spend organizing, cleaning around, or feeling guilty about items you never wear is an hour of mental energy stolen from activities that could actually build your wealth. Number 7 is the financed new car sitting in your garage. When you finance a new vehicle, you are not buying an asset, you are funding a liability. But the theft goes way beyond the monthly payments. New cars cost significantly more to insure, require premium parts, and mandate strict maintenance schedules. By the time you add the taxes, the interest rate on the loan, the massive depreciation, a $40,000 car will cost you nearly $70,000 to $80,000 over 5 years. It's an absolute anchor dragging your net worth to the bottom of the ocean. Finally, the eighth thing actively stealing from you is the pile of random products you received from subscription boxes. The subscription box industry is a multi-billion-dollar market that exploits your brain's love for surprises. You pay $30 or $40 a month for random snacks, dog toys, or gadgets that are almost always worth less than retail value. These items pile up in your house, creating artificial scarcity and forcing you to find storage for things you never consciously chose to buy in the first place. They extract your money using pure psychological manipulation. So how do we stop the bleeding? I want you to walk through your house today and apply the replacement test to everything you own. Look at each item and ask yourself one brutally honest question. If this item disappeared today, would I actually spend my hard-earned money to buy it again? For most of the clutter in your house, the answer is absolutely not. Those items exist in your life through pure inertia. Sell them, donate them, and stop letting your possessions own you. If this video made you look at your closets and garage differently, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave a comment below telling me the first item you are going to get rid of today. Take control of your space, stop paying the second cost, and I'll see you in the next one.